Americans mistakenly believe HIV is no longer a serious health issue, which can reduce testing and treatment rates. While medical advancements allow individuals with HIV to lead long, healthy lives, early diagnosis and consistent treatment remain essential. New cases continue to rise, particularly among younger people and underserved communities. In recognition of National HIV Testing Day on June 27th, we're joined by CVS specialty pharmacist Helen Everett and Christopher Hooper, a CVS specialty patient living with HIV, to discuss the importance and awareness and compassionate care. Helen, let's start with you. I really appreciate your time, both of you, today. So some people misunderstand HIV, believing it is no longer a serious issue or that it only affects certain groups. Why is this a dangerous mindset?
It's a dangerous mindset because although HIV is not the same as it was in the 80s and 90s, it's still a serious public health issue. We see diagnosis yearly in younger people, and like you said, in underrepresented communities. I think that for people to think that it's not an issue, they need to get tested, because we know that we have new infections that are occurring in those groups of people.
All right, Helen, in today's environment, why is knowing your HIV status more critical than ever?
Knowing your HIV status is more critical because we now know that starting on medication early can help you live a long and healthy life. And also, if you don't want to pass it on unknowingly to other people. So we can also give you options to prevent the spread if you're negative. If we can put you on medication for that as well, if that's an option.
Christopher, when you were diagnosed, and how did you come to terms with your diagnosis?
Yeah, it was back in 1992, so it was 30 years ago. The environment was completely different then. Medications were just starting, and the stigma was probably at an all-time high. So coming to terms with that took me a really long time, probably until recently, maybe 5 years ago, and I kept it hidden the entire time. And so I do know it was a big factor was U equals U, which is undetectable. It means untransmittable, and that was a CDC thing they came out with, and that was really powerful in that journey with stigma. To realize that I can't, as long as I monitor my blood work and take my medications properly, that I can't transmit the disease anymore.
That is absolutely fantastic, Christopher. That's amazing. Also, I got to just sidebar real quick. That dog is absolutely adorable. All right, Christopher, I'm going to stay with you. Staying consistent with treatment is essential, but there's more to managing HIV, right? So what should people keep in mind, and what advice would you offer to someone newly diagnosed?
Well, if somebody newly diagnosed now, same as it was before, I think if I could go back, I would tell people just, be hopeful and realize that now we can manage this disease. And so the first thing you need to do is get informed about your condition. Find a very good pharmacist like mine, Helen, from CVS, and a good primary care physician that know your condition as well, and kind of lean on them, and you can talk to them. If you don't have anybody to talk to them and start that support system there. And then hopefully at some point after that, you can build your own friends and family support system that can help you emotionally as well. And so that would probably be my best advice for somebody who's newly diagnosed.
That's great advice, Christopher. I really appreciate that. Helen, as a specialty pharmacist, what is the most important advice you would give patients, and where can we go to learn more?
Most important is to start medication early if you're positive, to make sure that you're adhering, meaning that you take the medication every day. And you can go to cvshelp.com if you need additional information.
Right on. Thank you both very much for being with us today. This is a very, very important topic. It's actually some kind of good news, in all honesty, so I really do appreciate the both of your time this morning. Folks at home, if you want to catch this segment again or others like it, just head over to First Coast News Plus.